Hey everybody, this is Jennifer. I'm coming to you with another sales update video. The first item I have is a Banana Republic coat. It's a wool blend. I picked this up at a dollar sale at the Salvation Army a long time ago. Banana Republic, I actually just looked it up because this coat didn't sell very well. If it's in very good condition and it's cheap enough, it looks like they're worth picking up. You may want to do some research. Like Banana Republic in general, like I don't pick up the pants or anything unless they're like 50 cents or $1. But the coats I may pick up depending on what the material is and what the style is. However, this item, it did have flaws. You know, this is when I first started doing clothes, so if it was just cheap, I would pick it up. Eventually, I just sold it for $7.29, and the buyer paid $20.04 with shipping. All right, the next item is a vintage Nike pullover, and you know, it does have the spell out Nike on the front. So if it says Nike and there's a little swoosh, you want to put that in the title, the swoosh, and spell out in the title. However, this did not sell exceptionally well. I was kind of surprised. It just wasn't getting a lot of views, and when I put it up the third time, I actually just lowered the price so I could get it out of my inventory because I don't like to hold on to things too long. I did pay $5.50 for it, and I took a best offer of $15, and the buyer paid $22 with shipping. Now, if I had held on to it a little longer, it might have sold. If I had seen that I was getting more views than I was, I may have held on to it longer, but since it wasn't getting many views, that's why I let it go for less in such a short period of time. Okay, this is a pair of Clark's Mary Jane shoes. If they're clean, I always pick up Clark's. I love them. So I'll always pay usually $5 under. If they're really nice, I'll pay like $6. These sold for $17.45. I paid $5 for these, and the buyer paid $28 for shipping. Alright, if you watched any of the haul videos, I think I only have 2 or 3, but if you watched them, this was in a haul video. This is a cycling shirt. You want to keep your eyes out for the cycling shirts. Not a lot of people know about them where I am. They are often left behind. This is what it looks like. Let me get a close up. It says Pearl Azumi, and it's also, basically there's a lot of advertising on there. So there's New Belgium beer on the sleeves, and Fat Tire is somewhere, it might be on the front. Yeah, there you go. Fat Tire Amber Ale is on the front. This was a great size. It was a 2XL, and it was in with the t-shirt, so it was only $3. I think it was $3.50. And I put this up, and I think it sold. I got a best offer in about, I think, 15 minutes. I put it out for, I believe it was $60, and I got a best offer for $49, and for paying $3.50, absolutely. And the buyer paid $52.96. So if you see these cycling jerseys, definitely pick them up. Okay, this is a Lula Roe dress. This is the one and only Lula Roe I found around here. I picked it up for $3.50. It was half off the Salvation Army. It sold for $19.99, and the buyer paid $24.35 with shipping. This is a Dress Barn. Basically, it's like a little jacket. And the reason I picked it up, it was 100% linen, and it was only 50 cents at the Goodwill sale. And even so, it didn't really sell well. So eventually I lowered the price. I took a best offer of $7.99, and the buyer paid $14.64 with shipping. But even on that, like, that's not a horrible sale. I probably made about $7 on 50 cents, which isn't horrible. Okay, this is a Haines tech book. It's automotive computer codes. I always pick them up because normally they do sell a little bit better, so I'm not going to sit there and look each one up because honestly they sell. And this was still sealed, but it was all torn up. So basically, if you have something that is new but the packaging is not good, I don't think I would put new. I wouldn't put the item condition as new and say, hey, but this is all torn up, because people really don't read. They're going to look like, oh, it's new, there's the title, that's what I was looking for, buy it, get it. And if it looks kind of crappy, they're not going to be happy. You might get a negative feedback. So if it doesn't look like it's a new condition, which means mint, honestly, I would put like new, and then in the item condition notes, I say still in cello, unopened, never read. I do that because I would rather them be very, very pleased with the condition, going, oh, they said it was like used, but it's still sealed if they didn't read, than to think that it was in mint condition and just not be happy. This actually did not sell. I had it for like a year, and finally I just lowered the price to $4, and it sold, and the buyer paid $7.12. But even still, even though this one was a mistake, I still made a couple of dollars on the mistake, so it's not bad. Okay, this is an Eddie Bauer jean jacket. I paid $3 at the Salvation Army. It was half off. It sold for $18, and the buyer paid $25.20 for shipping. And this is a pair of Florsheim Castellano shoes. I found that they were Castellano shoes through the style number that is in the shoes. You just want to Google that and also look it up on eBay. The problem with these, and I did put this in the description, if you look at the toes, they're really very, very creased, and I didn't notice that when I picked it up. To me, that kind of, I did not like the way that looks. I would not be happy if I got a pair of shoes that look like that. So you definitely want to put, even though it's not like scuffs or something, you want to put that in your item description so people aren't, unhappy when they get it. I think it's from people buying shoes that are a little too big, where it actually creases around the toes. However, it was still purchased for $25, and the buyer paid $32.80. He got it. He never said he was unhappy. I'm not sure if he left positive feedback, but he didn't complain. Okay, this is a Tommy Hilfiger. It was just a red, white, and blue tie. I think I got this around the 4th of July, and that's the reason I got it, because usually I only pick them up if they're vintage Tommy Hilfiger, and this wasn't. Now, you'll hear a lot of people say how to pose ties, how to roll them up, and, different ways people present ties. To me, it depends on what the design is. Sometimes I roll them up, sometimes I show the tag, sometimes I show the front. To me, you can kind of see what looks better in your pictures to be your first picture. This, since the skinny part of the tie was totally different than the front, I wanted to show both in the picture. So you don't have to kind of get hooked up, this is the way I show my tie. Whatever looks best when you're looking at it through the camera, that's what you want to be your first picture. Okay, this was only 50 cents. Excuse me. I have a Salvation Army where the ties are only $1, and it was a half off day, so this was only 50 cents, and it sold for $9.59, and the buyer paid $12.59 for shipping. This is an item I've told you about before. It's Pendleton, and everyone does know Pendleton, but these lodge shirts, they just sell so well. So if you see it, even if it's full price, even if it was like $6 or $7 and it's in great condition, you still want to pick it up. This was a good size too, so that does count. If it's a smaller size, you may want to pay a little bit less, but this was a 2XL. You want to look for this. It does say lodge shirt right on the tag. It's wool, and it's a washable wool, and I definitely put that in the title because to me that's a really, I don't know if people are searching for that, but it's such a good selling point. I like putting that in the title. I paid $4 for this. It sold for $35.99, and the buyer paid $43.19. Okay, this is a Valera dancewear skirt. So it's basically, this is a skirt for competition in dance. Now I saw this at the Goodwill, and it was only 50 cents, and I really wasn't sure, but for 50 cents I thought I'd give it a try. And I couldn't find a lot of information, so I started it out high. And this is the reason why I had it for so long. So I started out I think like $35, and I just slowly kept lowering it. So basically, eventually I took a best offer for $14.99, and the buyer paid $47.94 because it was shipped to France. So if it's cheap enough, if you see dancewear or any kind of gear, any kind of clothes geared to a specific sport, it may be worth your while. You may want to look it up, you may not, but I didn't look this up, and it still worked out. Okay, this is a pair of women's silver Capri jeans. I've only just started finding them, and I'm not sure if I just started finding them because I became aware of it, or I just started finding them because they're coming into this area more and more. It kind of like Vineyard Vines. Now I've known about Vineyard Vines for a while, but only recently have I started finding it in this area. And I live in Pennsylvania. I live outside of Scranton, so you're not finding like very high-end brands around here. It's a lot of like Woolrich and a lot of hunting stuff and outdoor stuff is what I'm going to find the most of. Okay, these were $4.50. They sold very quickly, I think within a week, for $21, and the buyer paid $20.20 with shipping. Alright, this is just the CD. I saw it was new. It caught my eye because it was new. I don't really sit and scan through CDs. I used to sell only CDs, and I think I'm just kind of mentally done with them. But it kind of stuck out as I was passing by. I always look over, and it was new. So I scanned it, and it went for a decent amount. So I only paid $1. It went for $11.99, and the buyer paid $14.99 for shipping. It's really easy to list CDs, so I'm definitely willing to make $5 to $10 on CDs because they're so quick. Alright, the last item on eBay I have for you is a Donegal Tweed sports coat. And I should have a picture of the label. I think these sell very well, at least they have for me. Now, this is a sports coat, but I always use sports coat, blazer, and jacket, whether it's a blazer or a sports coat, because again, you don't know how people are searching for it. And it's a herringbone pattern. Let's see, I paid $4.50 for this, and it's sold on a best offer for $55, and the buyer paid $62.80. So you definitely want to look for this tag. It sells very well. Alright, the next two items are Etsy. This is a vintage women's felt hat. It had these little silver hearts all around the front. It was cute. I think it's it looks to me like it's from the 80s, but I didn't put it in there because I wasn't quite sure. It was only $2.50. It sold for $24.99, and the buyer paid $27.02 with shipping. Again, if you see nice, clean felt hats, definitely pick them up. I have so much luck with them on Etsy. Alright, the last item, I think this was in a haul video too. I picked this up at the Goodwill. It was $3. I did not look it up because it was just cute. It just reminds you of a country kitchen, and when you go to list your item, especially on Etsy, they give you so much room. You can use so many keywords. So you want to describe I always describe the item first. That's the first part of my title. But in the second part, I put like country kitchen, country decor, wall decor, pig collectible, all those things that people might be searching for. They might be searching for kind of like a theme or a design or a collectible. And you can put that in your title because again, they give you so much room, so fill that up. When I looked it up on Etsy, this was there, and there was several of them, and they ranged from $10 to about $18, I would say. So I kind of brought this right into the middle because the pictures weren't fabulous, and there wasn't a lot of pictures, showing close-ups and really what kind of condition it was in. So I stuck it right in the middle. I took a lot of pictures of it. I got nice close-ups of if there's any little flaws, which is fine for vintage items. If you see these kind of marks, no big deal. I mean, that actually adds to the charm of a vintage items. So it sold for $13.99, and the buyer paid $22.34 for this little trivet. So if you see something like this, you can pick it up. It's really adorable, and if you like it, probably somebody else is going to like it too. Alright, that's all I have for the video. I hope you enjoyed it and your sales are going great, and I will see you next time.